You know what? I liked Sword and Shield.
You what?
Sure, they didn't live up to everyone's expectations as the first new generation on the Switch, but honestly, dude, I loved these games. Maybe it's just where I was in my life at the time, paired with the pandemic locking me inside with my games, but I put hundreds of hours into the Galar region. I'd kind of fallen off Pokemon for a couple years because Gen 7 just didn't do it for me, man. But Gen 8 just had something to it that made it feel good. It had cool locations, awesome gym leader designs, and some of the most absolute banger Pokemon designs that we've ever gotten. I fucking love you, Dragapult! But even though I enjoyed the base games enough, Game Freak wasn't done cooking. Less than a year after release, they did something they hadn't done before. Instead of putting out a third version like they've done in the past and called it like Pokemon Gun, they released not one but 2 DLCs that took Gen 8 to a whole new level. The DLCs added cool new areas, quality of life, and wrapped up the Galar plot lines in a neat little bow. But out of everything added, my favorite feature was something called Dynamax Adventures. In DAs, you and 3 others progress your way through the max layer with a selection of rental Pokemon. With these rentals, you battle a series of 3 Dynamaxed raid enemies, which upon defeat can be taken to replace your current rental Pokemon, allowing you to strategize for the 4th and final battle against the boss of the lair. The bosses in Dynamax Adventures are all legendary Pokemon and Ultra Beasts, which you previously couldn't find anywhere in the game. As cool as that is, it gets more interesting. At the end of the max lair, you're able to take your pick of the legendary or one of the other Pokemon you found along the way. The best part of Dynamax Adventures, and the whole reason for this video, is that these Pokemon can be shiny. In fact, the max lair has some of the best shiny odds in the entire series and is probably the best way to get shiny legendaries. I have my decent handful of shinies that I got from this method, including my favorite of them, my shiny Rayquaza, which I managed to find in only 7 tries. You're able to save the locations of 3 bosses that you've already encountered so that you could choose to challenge them repeatedly to shiny hunt specific targets. I had some saved that I wanted to do years ago, but with the new games coming out and life happening, I forgot all about them. That is, until an event was announced. One day, I was scrolling Twitter, as one does when they don't value their mental health, and I saw people retweeting a shiny hunter YouTuber named BlueVector, who had announced a new community shiny hunting event that takes place in Dynamax Adventures called DA Weekend, or The Weekend? Isn't that the guy from Fortnite? This post activated me like a sleeper agent, and I remembered all of the old DA hunts I'd set aside years before. I'd participated a little in community events before, but my Safari Week didn't go great, and the only time my luck in the casino sucks is when I'm gambling for Sandshrew. But 1 in 25 odds? I could work with that. So I fired up my copy of Shield, checked which raids I'd saved, and locked the fuck in for this 3-day max lair extravaganza.
And I know she'll be the death of me, at least we'll both be numb.
Going into this event, I had 3 potential targets in mind. I wanted to use this weekend to check off one of my unfulfilled hunts on my list, those being Kyogre, Kyurem, and my most wanted, Latias. Naturally, I went with Latias first. I just think the yellow with the green eyes is really pretty, and I've always loved the Latias ever since they showed up in the 5th Pokemon movie. Dynamax Adventures allow you to connect to 3 other players, which I could have done, but most of the time, I chose to play with the NPCs. This was so that I could fit as many raids as possible into the few days I had instead of trying to get people on the same page with like link codes and stuff. Unfortunately for me, this meant I was at the mercy of the dumbest trainer AI a Pokemon game has ever seen. I am not kidding, these NPCs will without fail make the dumbest, most unhelpful possible decisions in any given situation. I'm going to hope that one of the NPCs takes this Armaldo. You guys, I really need that Doug trio gone. Oh. Dude, stop just boosting your stats every single turn. Come on, man. Dude. This thing is actually sabotaging me, using acupressure on me. I have contrary, dude. Stop it. Enough with the acupressure. Yeah, and your stats got reset anyway. What was the point? As bad as that was, the NPCs weren't the only pain in my ass for this hunt. Latias likes to spam a move called Reflect Type, which makes it change into the types of the opposing Pokemon. This makes it really hard to get in super effective hits when Latias is fast enough to outspeed most things, letting it change types before you even have a chance to use the move you selected that turn. This caused me to lose to Latias a handful of times, and while I still got to shiny check the Pokemon I did catch along the way, this meant that I would sometimes spend almost 20 minutes just to not even get to check for a shiny Latias. Oh, don't, no! Fucking Dreadnought, dude. Time to get kicked out of the den. And to not count this fucking raid, because I didn't get to check the Latias. I'm about to lose my damn mind. It was the end of the first day, and I hadn't seen a single shiny yet. Plus, I didn't really account for how long these raids were actually going to take, so I decided to rest up and set aside more time to hunt on the following days.
Begging on the knees to be popular.
On day 2, I started hunting a few hours earlier, or at least I thought I would. For some reason, a Windows update that takes 30 seconds can somehow break every setting on your computer, so the extra couple hours I'd set aside for hunting were spent unfucking my entire setup. Shortly after getting stream back up and running after it went down twice, my luck started to turn around only 5 raids into day 2. And of course, as live shiny hunting goes, I found it in the middle of talking about something incredibly cursed. Dude, speaking of bellies, right? So I was on Twitter, as one does when they hate themselves, and I was looking at some like art, and there was a reply to it that was like cool pixel art. But I follow a lot of pixel artists, so I was like, maybe this is someone I want to follow. I go to their media tab, just a full fucking media tab of pixel art, mpreg art of like cartoon characters and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? It would have been one thing to have been flashbanged by mpreg art, but it's a whole nother level when that bitch is in pixel art. Pixel art porn. Like, okay, I know that people make pixel art porn. I just have never seen that overlap of like off-putting kink on top of pixel art porn. The psychic damage that you receive from that stacks. That was a crit on me. So anyway, I commissioned them.Mpreg's an acquired taste. Is that a taste that you've acquired, Bluebo? Hey, I'm glad you know what you're about. Jesus, dude. Oh, shiny Chansey. Jesus Christ. It has 420 HP and it's green. I mean, does it get more perfect than that? Despite doing a bunch more raids that day, our Chansey's the only shiny that came out of day 2. But hey, points on the board, you know? We had finally broken the seal on DA weekend, so it was time to get some rest for the next day.
I'm a motherfucking star boy.
The final day of DA weekend was here, and I was running out of time to find my Latias before the weekend ended. I really needed to lock in if I wanted to have more than a Chansey to show for my efforts. Unfortunately, where my technical issues were solved, the NPCs were playing extra bad today. God damn it. Failing the first fucking den of the night. This is fucking bullshit. Like, actually. I have failed both Dynamax Adventures that I've done so far today. The vibes were atrocious. It was the last day, the sun was going down, and I was feeling defeated. I'd been losing raid after raid today because of factors outside of my control, and I thought I'd just have to chalk the whole weekend up as a loss. So yet another time, I went into Latias, it started picking us off, and I was convinced it was over. But then, the unthinkable happened. Okay, I deserve that. I'm a shit talker. Come on, NPCs. Finish it off. Oh! Oh my god, they did it. I'm amazed. That's gotta be worth something. That's gotta be some kind of luck. Let's see. Let's check out Latias number 42. No Lantern, no Blossom, no Quillfish. Oh! There she is! There's my girl! My Latina is home! She's here! Let's go see her. Look at her! Hi! She's so cute, dude. So we got the Chansey yesterday, and we got Latina today. I was so sure that I'd be leaving DA weekend with just the Chansey, but on the final day, the same NPCs who had spent all weekend making me lose decided to clutch up and bring me my shiny Latias. My first DA weekend had a happy ending after all. Plus, I had a lot of fun hanging out live to check an old hunt off the list, and I have a feeling there's gonna be more soon. So be a homie and subscribe, because I plan on doing a whole lot more hunting next time. Until then, I've been Haunted, and I'll be seeing ya. Later!